And look at what happened to ginger. I invested over 1.1 million naira and then I lost everything.
Wow.
Yes, all ginger farmers in Nigeria lost everything. It moved from 650,000 naira to 3 million naira for a ton.
For a ton?
Yeah, for a ton. That's why we can't underemphasize on the need for sustainability in every sphere of it, the entire agricultural value chain.
Hello, welcome back to the Green Shift. I'm your host, Comfortable Francis, and today we are digging into one of Africa's most existential conversations, farming the future. Farming is the backbone of many African economies, but climate change, outdated practices, and limited access to innovation are making it harder for farmers to thrive. So, how do we feed a growing population, protect the land, and still create jobs for millions of young Africans? I have two amazing guest speakers joining me today who are not only answering these questions but living it. Please welcome Khalid Adam Yusuf, a lecturer in plant science and biotechnology at Nasarawa State University, a Commonwealth scholar and a global sustainability volunteer who is bringing bioinformatics and renewable energy to farming in Nigeria. Also with us today is Victor Bobai Ali, a passionate young farmer and programs manager of Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative and the CEO of Bobai Farm. He's not only a voice for climate smart agriculture, but is also a leader in zero hunger and youth empowerment. Khalid and Victor, you're welcome to the Green Shift.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here.
Yes.
Welcome, Khalid.
Thank you, Comfort.
Thank you. So let's jump right into today's conversation, farming the future. Khalid, you've worked in Ghana, Uganda, India, and many more different countries. How different is the farming landscape there compared to what we see in Nigeria as of today?
Once again, thank you very much for having me on the program. I'm really excited to be here. So I'm going to talk about how different the farming landscape is between India and Nigeria. I'm picking India because the other countries I work with are kind of similar. Their situation is kind of similar to that of Nigeria. So first of all, farming in this part of the world is largely a smallholder farming, what the agricultural scientists call subsistence form of farming. And this is when farmers grow food largely for their consumption. So they grow food mostly for their family. In Nigeria and in Africa, it is estimated by the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization that about 80% of our farmers undergoes this form of farming. Largely, our population, the farming population in Nigeria, are involved in smallholder farming, while in India is a mix of smallholder farming, commercial and industrial farming. So they also have a good number of their population also undergoing the smallholder farming, but they have a mix of the other farming system, the commercial and the industrial farming. Another difference is India places more emphasis on the technology. So they involve modern technology in their farming, like using sophisticated mechanized equipment to farm and involving modern techniques in farming, like drip irrigation and hydroponic system. While in Nigeria, we largely depend on rainfall, what the agricultural scientists will call rain-fed agriculture. So this is largely the form of farming we undergo in this part of the world. And this type of farming is vulnerable to seasonal changes and climate change. As I speak to you now, there are some part of Nigeria that are yet to experience their first rainfall due to climate change. And farmers in this part of the country are still waiting for rain to fall before they can farm. They can see this is a great threat to our food security. Another key difference is government support. In India, they have large, high government support from their government, support in form of subsidies, loans for farmers, you know, and they also fund researches that will improve the farming system in their country, and also to provide their farmers with improved varieties. That is not really the case in Nigeria. Of course, there are some efforts made by government to provide some support to our farming population, but it's quite unfortunate that most of the time this support don't really get to the farmers. It's often get hijacked along the way. Another different, and the last one I want to talk about actually is the GDP of the two countries. According to World Bank, as of 2023, India's GDP is almost times 10 of Nigeria's GDP. Their GDP is even higher than countries like Canada and Australia. So, of course, you will expect greater investment in agriculture in this kind of country compared to Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Khalid, for your input. We can see how the effects of climate change is not something that is just affecting people abroad, it's also affecting us here in Nigeria. This change in weather pattern, and I also learned that, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture also released a new farming calendar due to this low rainfall and change in weather pattern that has occurred this year. And when this news came out, we saw that rain fell a bit, like, because I remember I saw the predictions for rain, and they said rain was going to start in April, June for Abuja, and then rain fell in March, and I was like, are we sure this calendar is correct? But to my surprise, the calendar was actually correct, and we could see some other parts of the country still haven't had rainfall, and this is really a huge threat to our food security as a nation, and it's something that we really need to look at how we can, use technology to improve our farming systems and not just rely on old methods that we are used to already. So, Victor, I'll be moving to you. You're on ground managing a farm and mentoring young farmers. What are the biggest challenges farmers in Nigeria face today?
All right, so thank you. It's quite an interesting question because the Nigerian farmer, in fact, the African farmer in general, suffers a lot of challenges. From the climate change, to insecurity, to access to funds, access to farm inputs. The Nigerian farmer is just living based on hope, that the little he takes to his farm, he'll be able to get something out of it. That is what the Nigerian farmer is living in right now. Insecurity has already placed him on a 50-50 that he goes to the farm, he's not sure he's coming back. But again, he can't sit at home and not eat and not have something. Yeah. Do you understand? Climate change is hitting. Insecurity is hitting. Support is not coming. Like Khalid just said, that like India, for instance, their GDP, will make people want to invest. But you can see that Nigerian farmers don't get investment. Like you have an excellent initiative, and you're looking for investors to come and invest in your farm, in your initiative, in your agro initiative. But they are looking at the risks involved. Okay, you want to go and do 10 hectares of maize or soybeans or something. What if the Fulani herdsmen come and our investment is gone? Do you understand? So there are a lot of challenges they face, from nature to lack of proactiveness from the government. It's just so unfortunate. But trust me. And the interesting thing is the fact that we have a lot of people who are still willing to go, despite these risks, still want to implement this to see that they
Make it happen.
make it happen.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
It's
really
really,
sad.
really sad. Saying what the Fulani headsmen are wrecking, they are really wrecking havoc when it comes to farming. When we say climate change intersects with a whole lot of aspects, different sectors. For me, once I believe that this clash between the farmers and the herdsmen is also as a result of climate change due to resource scarcity. They want to feed their cattle also, and they are moving to where the rain is falling, where there is green grasses and all that. So these farmers too, they want to survive on what they are producing and all that. And you're bringing your cows to my farm to eat my crops, and it's just a whole lot. And I feel like the government should be able to do something about this. This issue is not something that should have extended to this point. It's something that should have been resolved as of now, because it's a whole lot of threats to our food security as a nation. We are dealing with climate change. We are dealing with insecurity. Farmers can't go to their farms. A whole lot of farmers in Benue State are being killed. People are being forced to run away from their homes and leave their farms. So if we are actually as a country crying due to the hike in prices of food and everything. I feel like if these issues are being addressed, if this ranching system that has been proposed has been put into place effectively, then things would have been thriving better and would have been working better. But we lack implementation as a country. So this is one of the biggest issues we are facing. And yet, both of you, in your work and everything, you both represent hope, innovation, policy influence, and you're actually doing the field work. Khalid, please talk to us about your work with Mission for Impact. How is renewable energy being adopted in farming in Nasarawa State?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I don't have statistics for Nasarawa State, but it is a fact in Nigeria that we still have a great uh, portion of our population that have no access to electricity. I think as at 2002, we only have about 60% of our population that have access to electricity. I'm making reference to electricity because that is what mostly we use our energy for. And out of this percentage of the electricity generation in the country, only about 22% of the electricity is generated using renewable. So we can see that there is a huge gap between the electricity we are consuming in Nigeria and the renewable energy we are adopting. So it's because of this gap in renewable energy adoption that we at Mission for Impact embarked on a project, and we call it renewable energy adoption in Nasarawa State. And we realized that in order to have greater impact, we need to start this campaign from the grassroots. And that is why we recruit youth, and youth are at the center of our project. So we recruited youth from different parts of Nasarawa State, and then we provided them with trainings on renewable energy. And this project is fully funded by Social Change Nest, which is a UK-based organization. So our effort is to push to amplify the campaign for renewable energy. And of course, we are doing this so that we contribute our own quota in protecting our planet. Also to reduce so that we reduce the amount of carbon emissions that we are putting on the atmosphere. So the gap is there, not just in the agricultural sector, but in other businesses as well. So we want in the near future whereby farmers can use, for instance, solar-powered pumps in their farm to irrigate their farms instead of using generators. And for instance, we to see, for instance, farmers transporting their goods in trucks that use biofuels instead of petroleum product. So this is the kind of things we are advocating. And we also realize the importance of policy. So also engaging the government as well to see that what we are doing also gets incorporated into the policies that we have in the state.
This is lovely, and this is, a great work. We need more solutions like this. Imagine having to use solar powered pumping machines to pump and irrigate your farms. We'll no longer be waiting for raining season, no raining season. We can be able to farm as at any time, and our food security will be stronger. Getting equipment that are even powered by solar, let's say solar freezers or dryers. I've seen some of this equipment. It would really help with food preservation and all that. So I'll say this is a really great initiative that Mission for Impact is doing, and I hope to see that this is actually spread across not just Nasarawa State, but other states of the Federation. This is great work. Okay, so Victor, your initiative, GSIA, you guys focus on sustainable agriculture. What does sustainability look like to a farmer?
Okay, that's GSAI, Group for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically sustainability for a farmer is efficient and effective use of land, and doing that without damaging the soil, maintaining soil health, biodiversity, and ensuring maximum profitability. So that's what it is for a farmer. But the problem is, are the farmers aware of what sustainability is all about? So you would think the farmers are aware, but for us who have engaged with farmers for a while, you would think that they know, but they don't. Understand sustainability with regards to water management, fertilizer application. You go to the market today, you buy a piece of cucumber and you go for a test. You just test the components there, and you will see a lot of residual effect in it. Pesticide and herbicide like that. They don't understand what power sustainability is. So that's why we as an organization, we are here to, help farmers understand that you can deploy all these sustainable practices and be profitable in it. Because that is the essence. That is the best, because you want to not hamper the use of soil for the next generation. That is basically what sustainability is all about. That you get it for the maximum, you make use of your land to the maximum, profitable, get the best out of it, and at the very end, the future generation will come and still meet a very wonderful, good soil, to also carry on life together with them also. So we've gone to a lot of, we've done a lot of initiatives, and presently we are doing the farm food safety compliance measures. It's a training with over 2,800 farmers. The unfortunate part of it is the fact that we really have 20% of women, despite the fact that they play a major role in agriculture. But again, that's something we also need to advocate more for. Women to understand that we need you more. We need you to understand, to know how to use these measures through the entire agricultural value chain, from land preparation to processing, that will ensure you export proper farm produce, that will meet export standard. So again, sustainability is very paramount to all of this. So farmers basically should understand that sustainability is you making maximum use of land, efficiently and effectively without affecting the health of the soil and biodiversity. When was the last time you saw an earthworm?
It's been a while.
It's been a while, you see. So that's the effect of what we see. Yeah. Yes. Growing up, we see all of that. You can just be sitting down on the road and you just see an earthworm passing by. You just dig a little soil like this and you see earthworms there. So you can see what the effect of excess use of fertilizers, excess use of the entire pesticides, have done to damaging our soil and biodiversity. What happened some previous years, I think 3 years ago with ginger farmers. Growing up, actually, same as me. Soil testing was not something we are used to. Yeah. We just know that God. We just go to the farm and farm, and God will help us. And look at what happened to ginger. I invested over 1.1 million naira, and then I lost everything.
Wow.
Yes, all ginger farmers in Nigeria lost everything.
No wonder ginger is so expensive.
Exactly. Of course, it moved from 650,000 naira to 3 million naira.
For a bag.
For a no, for a ton, for a ton.
For a ton.
Yeah, for a ton. So that's what that's why we can't underemphasize on the need for sustainability in every sphere of it, in the entire agricultural value chain.
Yeah, I feel like this is why we need to advocate for more use of organic fertilizers than inorganic fertilizers. We have a lot of them leaching into the soil, getting into water bodies, and like you said, when you buy a piece of cucumber in the market and you go and test for it, you see like a lot of residuals are being left on it. We really need to do a whole lot of work and campaign, and we need more women, as you have said. Imagine doing a training of that magnitude and only 20% are women. Meanwhile, we have a whole lot of women who are already into agriculture. So we need more women into training like this, and we need you to spread more of this gospel, educate as much people as you can, and it's really surprising. I was actually wondering why ginger was so expensive this period. I didn't know that it was, due to loss like this. Growing up, we used to see grasshoppers, earthworms everywhere, bees and stuff, and now we hardly even see them. Like, it's not as common as it used to be before. So that should show us that this is danger. Like I always used to say, if these things are going into extinction, what makes us think that we won't go into extinction also? So it's something that we really need to pay attention to and care for our environment, just as you've said. Do the best that we can do when it comes to farming. Make sure it is sustainable, so that we don't have to leave barren soils for the next generation. Use technology if possible. We are doing a whole lot of things with technology. We can also use it to, improve our soil health and also crop yields also. Like the whole information you both have shared on this show today has been gold. Like I can't even say how good it has been. And now for a little curveball, what's a myth about farming or food security that you wish more Nigerians would learn about? Victor?
Okay, so this is very interesting. Okay, so first of all, this is not just for farmers, but to entire population of Africa, is the fact that farming is not for the poor. Farming is not for the poor. For the fact that, okay, so let's look at from the First Republic, yeah, to all Nigerians listening right now. During the First Republic, farming kept us the same pedestal with world-leading economies. Yeah? So what makes you think that farming is for the poor? For the fact that during the boom of the industrial age, when we found oil and then everybody just left oil for the wretched and the rural unknown, yeah, does not mean that farming, in time past, when the issue of climate change wasn't as prominent as it is today, what was used, to see who are the richest in the society is what they have, the cattle they have, how many hectares of land they can farm. Food was not a problem, but today here we are. Look at food inflation, So farming is not for the poor. That is why one of the initiatives we also do at GSAI is going to schools to mentor young children to see that farming is a profession that they can take on, not the one that you see in a textbook with a woman with a basket and hoe. It's not looking, you understand, it's not looking good. So basically anybody sees that and want to engage in that. So the myth I want to debunk here is the fact that farming is not for in fact, just like I think it was the former minister, Adesina, once said that the next generation of wealthy people in Nigeria will be those in the farming sector, because everybody has to eat.
Yes, everybody.
Everybody has to eat. I can sleep under the sun, under the rain, but I must eat. You go out to your work today, and why are you doing that? First of all, you want to put food on the table. You want to put food on the table. So we cannot underemphasize that we must give more to agriculture. Yes, investors, you need to understand that, yes, it may not, the entire, the agricultural ecosystem in Nigeria, the ecospace in Nigeria, is not actually favorable for the farmer. So if you want to invest, first of all, put it in mind that you want to invest to give to the community first. Let the farmers see that they are being supported, because trust me, they have every form of 100% discouragement not to not to engage in it. If Nigeria is spending $10 billion, $10 billion to import,
It's
Africa is
crazy.
spending estimated $35 billion, yeah,
Yeah.
to import food into the continent. Nigeria alone has taken 10 out of that 35, with we having 65% of the arable lands
Land.
that could farm. Please, proactiveness from the government, we need it. Farmers need inputs. When we talk about insecurity, if there is a way, just let's have security men mount farm areas for farmers at least to be safe, so that dialogues should come between farmer and herders. Let's have that. Because all of us, if you check, all of us, we just want a safe space. Yeah. But even the herders, they want a safe space. They want to go out there, take their animals for grazing. You are mentioning the fact about ranching. Ranching is not an easy. I'm just waiting to see the outcome of ranching. Ranching is not an easy work, because for the fact that these guys go to the field and get free grasses. Now you want to restrict them to ranching. Can we be sure that the government can ensure pasture lands that will give those number of cattle, quality and in quantity, the feed they require? That's another thing.
These are things we have to look at from both sides.
Exactly. So, but again, that's the myth I want to debunk. Farmers are not poor people, and farming is not for the poor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Khalid. What is a myth you would like to debunk?
Okay, for me, the myth I want to debunk is farming is for the uneducated. This has actually pulls us back for years, because we are used to is mostly the uneducated that do farming in this part of the world, and we need to understand that farming has gone beyond that. Farming is now more than using hoes and cutlasses, being dependent on rainfall. There are many modern ways to farm now that we don't need to rely on season, and it's through education that we are going to learn all those things. Uh, we 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 have grown up in a situation, or in a world where we have left only the boys, the old men and women going into farming in this our generation, and that is not actually sustainable. We need to encourage youth, provide them with the right education, uh, uh, education on technologies like drip irrigation, hydroponic, soil farming. That wait for rain to fall before you can farm, and then you can farm all year round using all these kinds of technologies.
Thank you very much, Khalid. Just like you and Victor have said, farmers are actually very rich, because one thing is for sure, we are all going to eat. We all are going to eat. So farming is not something that is only poor people that get into. Just like Khalid have mentioned, there are new ways of farming, there are new inventions, there are new technologies. You don't have to use the old method to farm, where you have to go to the farm with hoe and just cutlass. There are machines to do these things, and see how far technology has advanced, that we can farm like all through the year using irrigation system, soilless farming, hydroponics, and all these things. It's something that we need to adopt. Just as you've said, education is very important. Farmers need to be educated and taught how these technologies are going to help improve their livelihood and also their source of income. And it's also another point to attract youths to farm, because like Victor has said, plenty youths, they are looking at it that farming is just for the poor people in the village only. It takes someone with vision to see that, farming is a very lucrative business. And in years to come, farmers are going to be the millionaires because everybody is going to eat. If you farm smartly, you're definitely going to make it. So this is a sector that holds a lot of potential. We have a high rate of unemployment in the country. It's something that the government can see how to make it attractive and get more youths, more women, more men, everybody into this sector. Because how can we have 60% of arable lands and then we are importing so much? It's just crazy, and it's something that we need to work on. So Khalid, you've mentored over 100 students through the AMF. Why is mentorship in agri-science important to the green transition that we are trying to achieve?
Thank you very much once again for that wonderful question. Mentorship has been part of my life. I mean, I have mentors right from my early education. I have people that mentor me. Uh, Even as I speak to you, I have mentors that I look up to for advices, for guidance in things I do. So it is very, very important. And this is why I devoted a huge chunk of my time to mentor other people, because especially in this green transition that we are pushing for transition to renewable energy so that we protect our our planet. We need all hands on deck, you know. This problem is almost is all of us that cause the problem. I mean, our activities, that we do is what
Yes.
led to pushing the greenhouse gases into the atmosphere that led to climate change, and it's affecting everyone. So we need the effort of everybody. And that is why we mentor people, like the mission for impact projects we are doing on renewable energy adoption. We mentor people, and these people we mentor, after the trainings, we provide them with financial support so that they can go back to their communities and champion the call for renewable energy. So we're not just training them and just leaving them. We are providing them with support so that they can go back to their local communities, their villages, so that they can amplify our voices for this campaign for renewable. So mentorship is very, very important. People need guidance. Some people don't even know what renewable energy is. They cannot differentiate between fossil fuel energy and renewable energy. So if you don't know uh, what holds the solution to your problem, you cannot even apply it. So mentorship is critical and very, very important.
Yes, I actually agree with you. This last statement you made. If you don't know the solution to your problem, how would you even solve the problem? Or if you don't even understand what your problem is, how are you going to find a solution to your problem? It's really, really important. Mentorship is key. Everybody needs guidance and someone to lead them, someone that knows the way, to show them the way, actually. Victor, you're in SPPG, sorry, and you also lead in Yali. So how do leadership and governance play into ensuring food system work?
Okay, so I'm an alum of the School of Politics, Policy and Governance, SPG, and the President General Secretary of the Young African Leaders Initiative here in Abuja, YALI. Okay, so leadership, we always, I'm sure you would have heard that leadership is the problem of Africa. And yes, leadership it is. And so leadership is underemphasized in ensuring that people have a green mindset, sustainable mindset, productivity, ensure that we get to that food secure continent and nation and continent at large. So that's why we at Grow for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative with our executive director, Mr. Daniel Black, we came together and we thought, this is where we came from. This is what we are seeing in agriculture. Can we do something? And so we registered an organization and started this. That's leadership. and we've done 1 million tree projects in Young African Leadership Initiative like that. We've gone to schools, we've gone for training people to understand. Like he mentioned, this is the mentorship we talk about. As we are learning, we keep helping others,
Yeah.
They need encouragement in every possible way. Yes, so we need to do that. We have to ensure that, and to our leaders, we need you, and especially our leaders up there. I always try not to bring politics into conversations like this, but again, politics controls everything. When you go to ministries, you see initiatives that can take us out of this. But why are we finding it hard to implement all of this? To implement all of this so that we can be food secure. Your people, your nation, your masses can be proud of their nation. They need to be. And how do we do that? We can do that. We can do that. We can do that through proactive leadership. And of course, congratulations to my brother. I can see he has benefited in a lot of leadership. That's why he's doing great, and I celebrate you. And let's keep doing the work. And to everyone listening to me right now, you have that. You want to do it. Start. As small as it is, start. Yes, start. Let's do it, and of course, our children will celebrate us at the very end.
Thank you very much, Victor. I absolutely do agree with you. As we are learning, we also have to keep pouring back. As we are learning, we have to pick people, teach them what we are learning so that they continue this legacy and also teach other people what they've also learned. That's the only way we can pass down knowledge. That is the only way we can pass down sustainability as a mindset. So yes, thank you so much. Thank you very much for your inspiring knowledge, what you've shared with us. I really do learn a lot from everything you all have said. So we are moving forward to the next segment, which is the quick facts. This was inspiring. Farming is no longer just about hoe and cutlass, it's about data, energy, innovation, and leadership. To our viewers, what's your idea of the future of farming? Drop it in the comments, tag us, and keep the conversation going using the hashtag #TheGreenShift. Thank you to my incredible guests, Khalid and Victor. Until next time, keep it green and bye for now.